Today we're going to do a demonstration on how to take a stock 2014 Harley-Davidson Street Glide tank and convert it into a custom stretched bagger tank. The tank that we actually have, this is a conversion kit from Dirty Bird Concepts, one of the sponsors of our build. The tools that we're going to need to do this job today are all in front of us here. What we need is a panel bond glue. This is a methacrylate glue that we use. The applicating glue gun, a couple of clamps, an orbital sanding tool, some mixing tips, some gloves, and some safety glasses. You guys ready to get started? Okay. The parts themselves may have a little bit of mold release on them, so instead of just sanding that mold release and any contamination into it, we're just going to wipe it down really quick. We're going to be using this to wipe any of the contamination off of it. Okay, this stuff here is flammable, so be careful. This tank has been safely drained, so there shouldn't be any risk of spark. And I also recommend filling the tank with soapy water, because there can still be fumes in here. This is an orbital sander, and what it does, it doesn't spin like this, it actually spins in an elliptical deal. So what it does, it just kind of goes like this really fast. It doesn't spin in a circle, it just kind of rotates like that. And what that does, it gives you a nice even sanding surface to work with. So Velcro pad, put that on, and see how that takes that nice brand new paint and messes it all up. Okay, so if you guys want to, you can use that one here. Got a little bit of dust on here, so I'm just going to take a second and just kind of blow some of this dust off. I always like to do a pre-fit, just because once you got the glue on there, you're kind of committed. So what we're going to do is we're going to mock it up just as like we were going to glue it, just to make sure everything is the way it should be. And it's kind of a practice run to figure out how to do this. A couple of big bar clamps, and I also use a couple of foam blocks. What this does is it prevents any damage to the covers from the metal when you tighten it up, so I use those as buffers. So we don't want these super tight. All we want to do is kind of find the neutral position, and we're going to check a few spots. These bar clamps aren't really tight. You don't want to change the shape of them. They should fit pretty natural. So what I want to do is check gaps around here, that it's all fairly close to contact. Check the gaps all the way down here, that it's contacting around there. Think we're ready to go? Yeah. Okay, this is the part that can get sticky and messy with the glue, so let's get some people with some gloves on. And yeah. As we're gluing, I'm not going to put any glue right here. This says vent, okay? This is an air vent. If you seal this perfectly all the way around, if there's any air in there, it can heat and expand, and it will cause issues with the paint. So we always have this vented so we don't create air pressure in here to cause any issues. So we're going to start the glue somewhere here. I'm just going to lay a bead down all the way around, and you're going to try to manipulate it to make it easy for me. And then someone else with gloves on there is going to just take and just kind of smear in, just kind of wipe it around. Place. Like it's in the correct location. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to run a seam around here. If anybody everybody's still got some gloves on, they can smooth that out once I'm done here. Typically in the old days, before we had this this type of product, you would have to do this tank by hand in metal. So you would actually literally cut the tank open and then start welding on new pieces and then body working and grinding. Then you had to reseal your tank and pressure test it. And this could take, it could take a very, very talented guy 3 to 5 days worth of solid work to make something look like this, and to build all this detail into that factory tank. And then you have a tank that is, you know, done by a professional, but is still welded on and so on and so forth. What's nice about this, it takes about half an hour, and you still have the integrity of your factory Harley tank. Okay, so this is a safer. I mean, I can't tell you how many bikes I've seen burn up because a tank had a leak in it, or some custom tank, you know, started dripping gas onto a hot exhaust. You don't want to leak, you don't want to take that risk. This is a really nice, safe, fast, economical way to have the right looking.